Most people believe that memory loss after 60 is just another part of getting older. But Japanese brain doctors are proving otherwise. They've discovered that what we do in the first 30 minutes after waking can either protect or weaken the brain for the entire day. It's not about puzzles, supplements, or fancy treatments. The real secret lies in 5 simple morning habits that keep the mind alert, the memory sharp, and the brain cells energized long after retirement age. In a 2024 study from the Tokyo Metropolitan Institute for Neuroscience, researchers followed nearly 3,000 adults over the age of 60. They found that those who followed a structured morning routine of hydrating, gentle movement, breathing deeply, eating omega-rich foods, and taking a mindful pause scored 40% higher on memory tests than those who skipped these habits. Even more fascinating, their brain scans showed stronger connections between the hippocampus and frontal cortex, the regions responsible for memory and focus. This means your morning isn't just about waking up. It's about wiring your brain for clarity and protection. You don't need to overhaul your life or buy anything special. These habits take only a few minutes, yet they can change how your brain performs for the next 24 hours. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, what's the first thing you do after you wake up? Grab your phone, make coffee stretch. I'd love to know. Because sometimes, the smallest change to your morning can become the biggest gift to your brain. Now, let's start with the simplest habit of all, something so basic, yet so overlooked. What happens when you drink a glass of water right after waking up? Number 1, hydration. First, while we sleep, the body loses water through breathing and skin evaporation, leaving the blood thicker by morning. This slight dehydration slows down circulation, which means the brain wakes up before it's fully fueled. That's why a simple glass of water after waking is far more than routine. It's the spark that reactivates every cell in your brain. When you drink water, your blood becomes smoother and moves more freely through the narrow vessels that feed your brain. This increase in circulation doesn't just make you feel refreshed. It directly improves how neurons communicate. Think of it like oiling the gears in a clock. Without enough water, the gears grind with it. Every message between brain cells glides effortlessly. Hydration also triggers the release of hormones that regulate alertness and focus. The pituitary gland responds within minutes, adjusting your blood pressure and cortisol levels to prepare for activity. In one study conducted at the National Cerebral and Cardiovascular Center in Osaka, seniors who began their day with water showed stronger concentration and 25% faster response times compared to those who didn't hydrate first. Even the brain's internal cleaning crew depends on water. The cerebrospinal fluid that flushes out toxins from neural tissue becomes more active once you're hydrated. Without enough fluid, those waste products linger, slowing reaction time and clouding thought. In essence, your morning drink acts like a gentle rinse for the brain itself, clearing yesterday's fog and making room for sharper thinking today. Here's how to make this ritual gentle and effective. Keep a glass of water by your bedside the night before. When you wake, sit up slowly. Take 2 or 3 relaxed breaths and sip the water in small mouthfuls instead of gulping. The goal isn't to drink a fixed amount, but to give your body what it needs to feel awake and balanced. Some people prefer half a glass, others a full one. What matters is how your body responds. If you have heart or kidney issues, follow your doctor's hydration advice and pace yourself throughout the morning. Many people think their first drink should be coffee or tea. While both can be enjoyable later, caffeine acts as a mild diuretic and can worsen dehydration if taken before water. The smarter sequence is simple water first, then your favorite morning beverage. I recall a retired teacher who came to me complaining about morning headaches and cloudy thinking. She used to go straight for her coffee each morning, skipping water entirely. Once she began hydrating first thing, her headaches disappeared within a week, and her memory tests showed measurable improvement. Sometimes the smallest change rewires your entire morning. That first glass of water is like flipping the switch that powers your brain for the day. It clears the fog, awakens the circulation, and primes the mind for what comes next, a gentle set of movements that send that fresh flow of oxygen straight to your brain. Number 2, gentle stretching. Once your brain has woken up with that first sip of water, the next step is to get your body moving, but not in the way most people imagine. After 60, jumping straight into brisk exercise or bending too quickly can strain stiff joints and tired muscles. Japanese brain doctors have long emphasized the value of gentle morning stretching, because it's the most natural way to help oxygen-rich blood travel upward toward the brain without placing stress on the body. When you stretch slowly, your muscles pull slightly on tendons and vessel walls, triggering a cascade inside your arteries. The inner lining of those vessels releases nitric oxide, a natural compound that relaxes and widens them. That single reaction increases blood flow to the brain by as much as 20% within minutes. With more oxygen arriving, the neurons responsible for attention and short-term memory become more active and synchronized. A 2023 study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that seniors who practiced 10 minutes of light stretching each morning for 8 weeks improved their balance, reaction speed, and memory recall compared to those who only walked. Another reason stretching helps so much after 60 is its effect on the lymphatic system, the body's drainage network. Overnight, waste fluids can build up in muscles and tissues, especially around the neck and shoulders, which slows oxygen delivery to the brain. Gentle movement acts like a pump that clears this stagnation, easing stiffness and sending a fresh wave of nutrients upward. That's why many older adults in Japan begin their mornings by rotating their shoulders and slowly twisting their spines before breakfast. It's less about exercise and more about circulation. Some people rush through their stretches or hold their breath, thinking it will make the exercise more effective. In truth, holding the breath reduces oxygen flow and can cause lightheadedness. Others bounce too fast, which tightens muscles instead of loosening them. The key is to move like you're slowly waking a sleeping friend patiently and with care. I often tell my older patients to treat this as a daily ritual rather than a workout. One of my patients, a 68-year-old woman who suffered frequent leg cramps, began spending just 5 minutes each morning stretching her calves and shoulders while breathing slowly. Within 2 weeks, her balance improved, her cramps disappeared, and she said her mind felt clearer than coffee. Stretching is more than flexibility, it's communication. Every slow movement sends messages between your muscles, heart, and brain, reminding them to work together. And as you'll see next, the way we breathe while doing these stretches can take that clarity and focus even further, unlocking the brain's full morning potential. Number 3, deep breathing. Now that the muscles and blood vessels are awake, it's time to give the brain its favorite fuel, oxygen. Most of us take breathing for granted, but how we breathe can dramatically affect how the brain functions, especially after 60. Shallow breathing keeps oxygen levels low and carbon dioxide high, which can make you feel foggy, dizzy, or even anxious in the morning. Deep breathing, on the other hand, acts like a natural brain stimulant. When you take a slow, deep breath, your lungs expand fully, allowing oxygen to move deeper into the bloodstream. This oxygen-rich blood travels directly to the brain, feeding neurons and stimulating the release of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that supports focus, learning, and memory retention. A 2023 study from Kyoto University found that adults practicing controlled deep breathing for just 3 minutes a day increased brain oxygenation by nearly 20%, leading to measurable improvements in attention and mood regulation. Here's a simple technique. Japanese brain specialists often teach older patients. Sit or stand upright with your shoulders relaxed. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, feeling your chest and belly rise. Hold that breath gently for another 4 seconds. Then exhale through your mouth for 6 seconds. Repeat this 3 times. It may seem easy, but each full breath resets your brain's chemistry, lowers blood pressure, and clears residual carbon dioxide from the body. helping you feel lighter and more focused. Beyond oxygen. Deep breathing also activates the vagus nerve, the long nerve connecting the brain to nearly every internal organ. When stimulated, it slows the heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and releases acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for attention and learning. That's why, after just a few mindful breaths, many older adults report feeling clear-headed and steady rather than anxious or rushed. Many people breathe only into their chest, causing shallow oxygen intake. Focus on expanding the lower belly. This activates the diaphragm and ensures your lungs fill completely. Also, avoid breathing too fast. Quick breaths can make you lightheaded. The key is to feel each inhale as if you're gently refueling your body. What's fascinating is how deep breathing influences brainwaves. Slow, rhythmic breathing synchronizes neural activity, creating alpha waves, the same pattern linked to calm alertness and creative thinking. This explains why many older adults in Japan begin their day with quiet breathing before breakfast, instead of rushing into chores or screens. One of my patients, a retired engineer, used to start his mornings tense and forgetful. We added this breathing practice to his routine, 3 slow, intentional breaths before checking his phone or reading the news. Within a month, he reported feeling more centered, less anxious, and more in control of his day. It's remarkable how something as simple as breathing can retrain the nervous system. A few deep breaths can do more than calm the body. They prepare the brain for nourishment. And what comes next in the Japanese morning ritual is precisely that, a meal designed to protect neurons, fuel focus, and strengthen memory from the inside out. Number 4. Breakfast with omega-3. After the body has been hydrated, stretched, and supplied with oxygen, the next step is feeding the brain with what it craves most: healthy fats. The Japanese morning table often includes fish, eggs, or seeds foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids that work like building blocks for brain health. These natural fats protect nerve cells, improve the way messages travel between them, and strengthen the very structure of the brain. Inside every neuron lies a thin membrane made mostly of fat. Omega-3s, especially DHA and EPA, keep that membrane flexible, allowing brain cells to communicate quickly and clearly. Without them, those membranes stiffen, slowing down thinking and memory recall. In a long-term study published by the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging in 2024, researchers followed adults aged 65 and older for 2 years. Those who ate omega-3 rich breakfasts at least 4 times a week performed 35% better on memory tests and showed fewer signs of age-related cognitive decline. So what does this look like in practice? A traditional Japanese breakfast might include a small portion of grilled mackerel or salmon, a boiled egg, and a handful of sesame seeds sprinkled over rice or salad. Each of these foods contributes differently. Fish provides DHA for the brain, eggs offer choline to support memory, and seeds deliver magnesium and zinc for nerve stability. For those who prefer a lighter meal, scrambled eggs cooked in olive oil with a side of avocado or walnuts can provide a similar balance. If fish isn't your usual choice, there are easy alternatives. Try scrambled eggs with flaxseed or chia seeds, a piece of whole grain toast topped with avocado, or oatmeal sprinkled with crushed walnuts. These combinations deliver similar fatty acids and nutrients that keep your brain alert through the morning. The idea isn't to copy Japanese meals exactly, it's to capture their balance of flavor and function. Many people think skipping breakfast saves time or calories, but for older adults, that habit can backfire. Without morning nutrients, blood sugar drops, leaving the brain underpowered and more prone to confusion or irritability. Others rely on pastries or sugary cereals, which cause quick energy spikes followed by sharp crashes that tire the mind. The key is to prioritize protein and healthy fats, not refined sugar. What I often tell my patients is simple. Think of breakfast as your brain's first appointment of the day. One retired nurse I worked with began adding a small portion of grilled fish to her breakfast 3 times a week. Within weeks, her afternoon fatigue vanished, and she noticed her focus during crossword puzzles improving. It wasn't magic. It was consistent brain nutrition. There's also a deeper reason why the Japanese treat breakfast as sacred. Eating slowly, savoring the aroma of warm rice or the soft texture of fish, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which supports calm concentration. That peaceful start allows both body and mind to work in harmony throughout the day. And once the brain has been fueled, there's one final habit that ties everything together: a short moment of stillness that sharpens focus, calms the mind, and keeps memory strong long after the morning ends. Number 5. Mindful moment. After the body has been nourished and the brain fully awakened, there's one last step in the Japanese morning ritual that quietly amplifies everything that came before: stillness. Just one mindful minute of sitting in silence can do more for memory and mental clarity than an hour spent rushing through the day. It's the practice Japanese brain specialists call shin-nen no raisai, a calm beginning for the mind. When we sit quietly, the brain switches from beta waves, those tied to stress and multitasking, to alpha waves, which promote creativity, attention, and calm focus. During that minute, the prefrontal cortex, which governs decision-making and memory recall, becomes more organized and efficient. A 2023 study from Tohoku University in Sendai found that older adults who practiced 1 minute of mindful stillness after waking showed improved attention spans and reduced cortisol levels throughout the day. In other words, the mind becomes steadier, clearer, and more resistant to distraction. Here's how you can do it. After breakfast, find a comfortable seat near a window or in your garden. Place your hands on your lap. Close your eyes and take 3 slow breaths. Feel the air moving in and out. Don't try to control your thoughts. Just let them settle naturally, like dust floating down after a breeze. You don't need to meditate for long or chant anything special. The goal is to allow your nervous system to reset before the noise of the day begins. Common mistakes. Many people think mindfulness requires long meditation sessions or perfect concentration. In truth, 1 consistent minute is more powerful than 15 inconsistent ones. The brain loves routine. It's not about forcing silence. It's about allowing calm to find you. One of my patients, a retired architect, once told me he didn't believe sitting still could make any difference. He was used to starting every morning with the news and emails. I asked him to try 1 minute of quiet before turning on any screens. 2 weeks later, he said his mornings felt longer, slower, and lighter, as if his mind had more space to breathe. That small pause helped him remember details better and lowered the anxiety he'd carried for years. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. It's a reminder that brain health is built only by doing, but also by being. When you combine hydration, gentle movement, deep breathing, nourishing foods, and a minute of stillness, you create a morning rhythm that keeps both body and mind in perfect sync. And as we wrap up, let's bring all 5 of these powerful habits together, because it's their harmony, not just their parts, that keeps the brain young and memory sharp long after 60. If we look back at everything we've explored today, it becomes clear that the secret to a sharp, resilient brain after 60 isn't locked inside a pill or hidden in an expensive treatment. It's quietly waiting in your morning routine. Drinking water first thing reawakens circulation and gives your neurons the oxygen and glucose they need to start firing smoothly. Gentle stretching opens your blood vessels, allowing that refreshed energy to reach every corner of your brain. Slow, deep breathing stabilizes your heart rate and fills your cells with oxygen, improving concentration and calm. A breakfast rich in omega-3s feeds your brain the healthy fats that keep its memory networks strong and responsive. And finally, a single minute of mindfulness restores mental balance, helping you enter the day with focus instead of fatigue. Together, these 5 habits form a kind of daily symphony for your brain, each one playing its part in keeping you alert, stable, and independent for years to come. They don't require money, special equipment, or complicated routines. What they do require is consistency and a few quiet moments each morning that belong entirely to you. So, tomorrow morning, before the noise of the day takes over, choose one of these habits and make it yours. Your brain doesn't need perfection. It needs care, rhythm, and a little bit of patience. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these morning habits feels easiest for you to start with? Let me know in the comments below. And if today's video helped you learn something new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so together we can keep building stronger, healthier minds one morning at a time.